Hello, good morning students. See, welcome back to our e-learning session and this is your first lecture of chapter number 10. See, in our last session we complete our ninth chapter and also your exercise sum doubts. Okay, so that is the largest sum and you have to do this sum one or two times in not only fair book but also in your rough book for the better practice. Okay, so here the chapter number 9 is over. Now we'll start our next chapter and very easy chapter, that is trial balance. See, many of the students are here to get the highest mark from this chapter because 10 out of 10 you can get it because it's a very easy chapter. Okay, so what's the chapter? First of all, we see that I'm reading the introduction first. We have studied in chapter 1 that accounting is a science and art, right? Since accounting is a science, it has its own rules, principles and traditions. All these aspects are considered during the preparation of the accounts. As we have studied earlier, the accounting system is used by the businessman as well as other stakeholder. See, accounts is a science and art, and science, in science, what is that? In science always here some rules, principles, right? Their own rules and principles. H2O means what? 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, that is the water, but water has some rules and regulations and principles, right? So here account has also their rules, regulations, principles. There, see, the system of the account is very perfect. First of all, the transaction is there, then transactions we have to identify which type of transaction is there, business transactions or other transactions. If business and economic transaction, then it is credit or cash transactions. Then credit or cash transactions we have to consider. We have to classify into personal, real and nominal, and then apply the rules of personal, real and nominal, and then make the journal entry. After journal entry, you have to make the posting in the ledger. First of all, you have to write down, you have to make the posting, then find out the balance, and then whatever the balance, see the debit balance and the credit balance, you have to confirm that. Okay, so this is the procedure and you have to follow compulsory this procedure. Okay, so here many of the users, that means not only the businessmen, other stakeholders also use this information. That means here if my business is very good, then other also see my books of accounts, my all these things. See, in the company's format, see, in the company's format, all of your books of accounts is open for public because it's a public limited company, and here it is fully open for all of the persons, stakeholders, shareholders, government, for all the persons, for all the public. This is fully open, right? So one can see their profit and loss account, balance sheet, all the balance, all the accounts, all the transactions, one can see that. Okay, so here it is very useful to others to find out these all the balances. Thus, the prepared accounts have to be certified. A certificate in the company from is certificate company form is expected, starting that the accounts disclosure true and fair economic conditions. Here, a certificate in the company form is expected, stating that the accounts disclosure true and fair economic conditions. Here their accounts in the company format, the accounts of the company must be show the true and fair value of the business, true profit and loss account, market conditions, fair market conditions. He has to be given for the public, because if it is true and fair, then all the publics are also on the satisfaction that the company is perfect, the company is good, company is best, right? And the other investor as well as the public invest in that company. Okay, so the company format, it is compulsory that here they show their true and fair value of their business. Okay, in non-corporate form, true and fair view is implicitly expected. See, it is not compulsory but impliedly impliedly expected that here true and fair view of the business must be shown, because some other parties, that is third parties, may also trust on you. That's why it is implicitly expected that the other, not only company format, the other format, the personal partnership, but ownership, all these things are expected that impliedly expected that it is true and fair value of the business. It shows the true and fair value of the business. Now, what is true and fair value of the business? First of all, see, read this, then we will discuss about that. Please read first of all, true and fair view. Please read that first. Okay, I hope you read that. True and fair view. What means of that? The following points determine that the business accounts are true and fair. How we can say that the business accounts are true and fair? On the basis of these 2 points. First point is accounts are correct as per the mathematical viewpoint. Accounts are correct at the mathematical viewpoint means what? The total of the account is okay, that is correct. The total as well as the balance of the account is correct, and the balance of the account is correct. That means here there is no mistake. That means debit side and the credit side total must be tally of the trial balance. Mathematical point of view means what? Here no any calculative mistake or any mathematical mistake here done in the books of accounts. That means at the time of writing out the journal entry, you have to write debit side and credit side, both the sides same amount, as well as at the writing on the posting the accounts, that journal entries are also posting into the accounts, that at that time also the calculative mistake, the amounting mistake is not done, and at the time of finding out the balance, at that time also the calculative or mathematical mistake is not done, and the correct balance you have to find out on the correct side. Okay, so that is point. The first point is accounts are correct as per the mathematical point of view, and the second thing is accounts are prepared on the basis of the rules compulsory. If it is, see, if the salary is an expenses and I am not consider that salary as an expenses, I am consider that salary as our income, or you can say salary as my assets. See, salary is nominal account. If I am not considering salary as a nominal account and I am considering that salary as a real account, that means here salary is reflect in the balance sheet. It's a permanent account. See, if the real account is a permanent account. Nominal account compulsory closed at the end of the year. But the salary account must be carried forward if it is considered as a real account. Okay, so if it is considered as a real account and it is carried forward, then here the break the principal rules. Rules is what? Principle and rule is that personal account, real account must be carried forward. It's a permanent account and it is carried forward to the next year, and the nominal account always closed at the end of the year. So salary is a nominal account, and if you are not following salary as a considering salary as a nominal account, and you are considering that salary as a real account, personal account, then you are making a mistake. So accounts are prepared on the basis of the compulsory, on the basis of rules. Here debit the receiver, credit the giver, that is the personal account rule. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out, that is the real account rule. And debit all the expenses and losses, credit all incomes and loss must be the rule of nominal account, and you have to compulsory follow this rule to show the true and fair value of your business. Okay, so here 2 points are considered. First, the mathematical point of view, and the second, apply or on you have to write down the accounts, prepare the accounts on the basis of the rules. Okay, so here what is that? Accounts preparation method in double entry system, where there are minimum two effects for the transactions, debit effect and credit effect. Thus, the debit total of all the transactions is equal to the total of the credit side, or the total of credit side is equal to the total of the debit side. Must be equal. I told you at the time of journal entry, at the time of proper journal, as well as at the time of posting, must total of all the accounts, that is debit side and credit side, both the side total must be tally, because each and every entry has minimum two effects. One is debit and second is credit, and you have to write compulsory whatever the amount on the debit side, compulsory that amount on the credit side. Yes, if the amount on the debit side is 10,000, then 8,000 and 2,000, that may be possible. 8,000, 2,000, 10,000, 10,000. This one is the debit side and this one is the credit side. So if debit side you are writing out 10,000 and credit side 8,000, 2,000, that it is okay. But you cannot write down 10,000 and 8,000 only. You have to write compulsory both the side equal amount. Okay. So the total of the debit side after the journal entries, always the total on the both the side must be tally, must be equal. Okay. See, if the total on the debit side and credit side are not identical, then mathematical accounts are not correct. Mathematically accounts are not correct if you are writing out that here one entry for 8,000 and 5,000 if you are writing out, then here the mathematically the total of these two must not be tally, not identical. 18,000 and here 15,000. So here you are mathematically wrong. Right? So you have to see, you have to find out where are the mistakes, and you have to see all the completely correct entries. You have to show all the correct entries, and that's why always the total is equal, and that's why you can say mathematically accounts are correct. Okay? Accounting is a science. Thus, to record the transactions, three types of accounts are used: personal, nominal and real accounts. If the transactions are recorded on the basis of their rules, accounts would disclose the true position. Here it is show the fair position because mathematically correct, and if you are applying the rules and principles of personal, real and nominal accounts, then it reflects the true results. Okay? How to know the accounts are mathematically correct or not? We will study this issue in this chapter. We have to just see not true value here, fair value only. Here we just have to see how the accounts are mathematically true. See, if the total on of the journal is correct, then you cannot say the accounts are mathematically correct. But because after this, the next procedure is posting. If you are not recording, here you are recording correctly, and the total on the journal is correct, right? But if you are not recording here, after that means if after this you have to make a posting into the ledger, and in ledger if you are making some mistakes, then also the total must not be tallying, or the balance must be differ from the actual balance. And after that you can see how can find out the error from these in this chapter we will see that. Okay, the statement that disclose that the accounts are mathematically correct is known as trial balance. See, this is the definition, simple word, own words definition of trial balance. So first of all, underline this and also remember this one line, please underline this. The statement that discloses that the accounts are mathematically correct is called a trial balance. Okay, the writing of accounts starts with the transactions, right? We as per the chronological order, the first transaction is identified and recorded in the journal and subsidiary book. Yes, our process, we already know that process. See here, first of all the transaction is done, On the basis of transaction, first of all, we have to identify which transaction is there, business transaction or economic or non-economic, or if it is economics, then we have to record that transaction in the books of accounts. And in the books of accounts, first of all, we have to see what we have to make the journal entries, right? So here in the as per the chronological order, you can say that we have to record first the transactions in which, in journal entry or in a subsidiary book. Okay. Posting is done in the ledger book, then posting. Balance of all accounts are ascertained from the ledger book. After that, the balance we have to find out. See, the procedure is already discussed by us. That is, what is the procedure? First transaction, then record into the subsidiary or journal book. Then from that we have to write down in the posting the ledger account. Then here we have to find out the balance in the ledger account, and then that balance. These balance are debit and credit balance that we already see in our last lecture, in our last session. The balance on the credit side must be find out from the total, highest total on the debit side. That's why it is called a debit balance. And the balance on the debit side must be find out from the highest total of the credit side. That's why it is a credit balance. So we have to first of all know about which balance is there, debit balance or credit balance. First of all, we have to consider that, right? After that, these balance are debit or credit. A statement where these balance are disclosed is known as trial balance. Now, the balances are first of all find out in the ledger, in the accounts. Now, the separately, it is recorded separately in one different statement. A separate statement, we have to write down all the balances. That means if you see the last sum of from your exercise book, see that cash has a balance, bank has a balance, then sales, purchase, all the accounts has a balance. That we have to consider, that we have to write down in a separate statement. From ledger we are taking out and we are recording in a separate statement, and that statement is called a trial balance. Okay, so in short, one word we can say that all the balances finding out from the ledger book, ledger accounts, ledger, all the accounts in the ledger, all the accounts. If we are finding out all the balance, that we have to record in one different separate statement. That statement is called trial balance. Okay, see that a total of the debit balance and the total of the credit balance shown in the trial balance has to be identical, compulsory, equal. Thus, status shows that prime phase and mathematically accounts are correct if the total of both the side of that particular statement, that is means what, how? See, from different ledger we are taking out some balances from cash account, from bank account, from sales account, from purchase account, from Govind account, from here auntie's account, salary account, all the accounts. From all the accounts we are taking some balances, debit balance, credit balance, debit balance, credit balance, right? Different balances are also there. Here we have to take all these balance and we have to record in one different separate statement, debit side, credit side, debit side, credit side, and now make the total of debit side and the total of the credit side must be identical, must be equal. And if it is equal, then we can say that here the status shows that the prime phase and the mathematically accounts are correct. In the simple word, we can say first see that we can say that here your accounts are correct. If you are not making some major mistake to recording the entry, right? If you are not making, see, if you are writing up here the entry is 8,000, but in the entry if you are recording here 5,000 and 5,000, see, mathematically it is true, mathematically the total is also correct, but here the mistake is there. Yes, if you have to write down 8,000 on both the side and you are writing out 5,000 on both the side, then here in first prima phase you can say that here your accounts mathematically correct because the total on both the side is also correct, 15,000. So you can say your accounts in first prima facie correct, but here you are recording both the amount is wrong. That's why your account here must show the wrong balance. Okay, so please consider that here. If it is recorded in first place, then it is okay. Whether it is not, then you cannot say that it is a mathematically correct. Okay, now see the next page. What is the trial balance? First of all, read that, and then we will discuss about the next point. So first of all, please read that. What is trial balance? Then we will discuss about the next topic. Please read that. Trial balance as well as the characteristics. Okay, I hope you read that. What is trial balance? Trial balance is a statement which shows that the debit balance and the credit balance disclosed it are mathematically correct. Nothing else. Very small. In the definition of the trial balance is very easy. That is, the trial balance is a statement. It is a statement which shows the debit balance as the credit balance of their accounts disclosed in the it. It's a mathematically correct, nothing else. Debit side total must be tally with the credit side total in the statement, in the trial balance. If the total of both the side is tally, then you can say your accounts shows mathematically correct. It is not say that it's a true and fair view. Only the first point here apply that mathematically it is correct. Now you are applying the rules or not, now you are making a mistake or not, you cannot say perfectly on the basis of finding, on the basis of the trial balance only, because it shows only the mathematical problem. It shows only the mathematically the accounts are correct or not. If it is tally, if the total is equal, then it is mathematically correct. If the total is not equal, then it is mathematically not correct. Okay, so just say that trial balance is just see the mathematician problem. Okay, mathematical problem of the accounts. Here, if the total balance, total of the debit balance and the total of the credit balance is identical, then it can be say that the trial balance is mathematically correct. Okay, trial balance is prepared for the respective day. Here, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, after 6 months, or after 1 year. It is prepared on the basis of the businessman. What is the thinking of the businessman? It is depends on that. That's why trial balance is it can be recorded, it can be prepared one day, after each and every day, after 1 month, after 3 months, after 6 months, or after 1 year. Right? So trial balance is prepared for the respective day. That is, for example, trial balance of the Sri Raman Lal as on 31st/3/2015. Such title is given at the time of the preparation of the trial balance. Balance disclosed in the trial balance are summary in nature of the respective accounting period. Here, from 1/4 to 31st March. 1st April to 31st March is the accounting year. And if you are preparing the trial balance on the 31st/3/2000 so and so, then here you can say you are preparing the trial balance for 1 year. But if you are writing out that here, or you are preparing the trial balance on 30th 4, that is 30th April 2000 so and so, then you can say 1 month trial balance you are preparing for 1/4 to 30th 4, from 1/4 to 36, that is from 1st April to and 30th June. Okay, so that is 3 months trial balance you are preparing, and from 1st April to 31st March, then you can say you are preparing your trial balance for the 1 year. Okay, now see the characteristics. Just you have to read the characteristics. It is not important theory, just you can understand about what is the trial balance, and it is only for your knowledge. That's why I am not explaining you here. You just have to read that characteristics of trial balance. So first of all, read that, and then we will discuss our methods, that is methods of preparing the trial balance. So I am giving you here 1 or 2 minutes for that. Please see the characteristics as well as objective of trial balance. Please read both the theories. That is only for your knowledge. Please read that. Characteristics of trial balance. See, it's a statement. It's not an account. It's a statement. Second characteristic, specified period. 1 month, 1 day, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Mathematically accuracy of the accounts. Here we just have to show in the trial balance the mathematical accuracy of the accounts. It is totally complete, correct or not. We have to just see that in the trial balance. And the fourth, double entry system compulsory. Whatever the debit, it is credited, or whatever the credit, it is debited. So double entry system show here. And the pre-stage of final accounts. If we want to prepare the final accounts, final books of accounts, that is trading, profit loss and balance sheet. I told you that if you want to prepare the final accounts of your books of accounts, then you have to write down compulsory the trial balance. In the regular, very big and very important sum, that is preparing final accounts, you are giving the trial balance of that particular books of accounts. Not giving journal entries, not giving posting, right? Not giving the balances. Here they are giving us as a question trial balance, it is given. And from the trial balance we have to prepare the final account. So that is, it is called a pre-stage of final accounts. Okay. Now we can say, now what is that? The objective of the trial balance. Arithmetically accuracy, we have to see that our accounts, books of accounts are arithmetically accurate or not, right? Then locate error and their rectification. See, first read that. Objectives of the trial balance, read that. Then we will discuss about that. Please read. Objective of the trial balance. Arithmetically accuracy. Arithmetical accuracy means what? Here your accounts are prepared is arithmetically accurate because the total on the debit side and total on the credit side must be equal. That is the first objective. You have to check it out that your accounts are arithmetically accurate or not on the basis of the trial balance. Second, locate error and the rectification. What means of that? Here, if you have any mistake in recording, that is, what is recording means what? Recording the transaction, that is journal entries, in journal entries or in the subsidiary books, or from journal or subsidiary books posting in the ledger book, ledger in the accounts. And if next point is to find out the balance, if the finding out the balance is also the next point. Now you have to, the different stages are there to locate the errors. Where the error is done, here at the time of recording the transactions in the journal entry or in the subsidiary book, or the second stage you are making a mistakes while recording, while posting into the accounts, or the third stage you are making a mistakes while calculating, making the total of the accounts and finding out the balance of the accounts. At that time, if you are making a mistakes, then these three stage of errors can rectify here, can locate here while preparing the trial balance. Okay, so here we have to first locate it and then rectify it. The third point, easy preparation of final accounts. On the basis of these, we can easily record all the transactions in the appropriate account, that is trading account, profit loss account, as well as in the balance sheet. If all the nominal accounts is given, if all the nominal account balance is given in the trial balance. On the basis of that, you can apply, you can write down easily the final account. See, this point I am not here I am not making a pressure or this point, because this point you cannot understand right now. This point, all these topics are understood at the time of final accounts chapter, that is in part 2, chapter number 5. Final accounts is important chapter. At that time, the importance of the trial balance, the characteristics as well as the objective of the trial balance, we can understand betterly. Okay, that's why just explaining you in one or two sentence. Here the detailing of this trial balance we will discuss in the next, that is 5th chapter, final accounts. Okay, so here easy preparation of final accounts, and the last one is the balance of the accounts. All the balance of the accounts we can find out on the basis of the trial balance. Okay, at one place, at one statement. So here this is the objective and characteristics of the trial balance. Now the main thing, what is the important thing for this chapter is methods of preparation of the trial balance. There are two methods, right? First method is total method and the second method is balance method. And see, now we have to write down the two methods. I am explaining you these two methods while directly in the illustration, not theoretically, direct practically we will understood the two methods. First method is total method. Okay, so first of all, see the pro forma or a format given. First of all, we have to prepare that format. Trial balance of Sri Dharam. Illustration number 1. As on 31st/3/2015. Particulars, that is our name of accounts. And total of the debit side on LF first of all. Total of debit side of account. As well as the total of credit side of accounts. In rupees. See, like this, first of all prepare the trial balance. So prepare that first of all. See, the question is very easy because whatever the given into the question, that we have to write down compulsory into the answer. Total method is very easy because the total is already given into the question and we just have to copy it and write down the answer. That is, total method is very easy. And in the examination, see, I am giving you the secret, that is, in the examination this method will not ask, because you don't have to copy and you can get the 10 marks. That is not all easy, right? For us it is not easy. That's why we can say here it is this method will not ask, but I have to explain you this method. Just see that the capital accounts, that is capital account 90,000, drawing account 20,000, Param's account 3000. See, capital account credit side total 90,000 is higher, right? Drawing account debit side total 20,000 is higher. Param account 3000 debit side total is higher. Now the Karam accounts debit side and credit side. See what we have to see that only the capital account credit side total is 90,000. Okay, so see that I am writing out the answer from the question. See here. Total of the capital account is always credited. That's why total of the credit side is always highest. On the debit side, no entry is there. That's why on the credit side, total is 90,000. So here, your first account, that is capital account. And the credit side total 90,000 is there. Okay. So here credit side total 90,000 is there, and we have to record credit side. Total on the credit side is 90,000. The debit side no total is there. Now the drawings account, very easy. Just record. See, always drawings is debited. That's why only debit side total is 20,000. No any entry on the credit side. That's why dash. Now, but the party, that is debtor or creditor account, is given here. Param is debtor or creditor for the business. That's why Param's account credit side total. See the credit side total. Param's account debit side total is 3,000 and the credit side total is 9,500. So you can say here the credit balance of Param is there because highest total on which side? On credit side the total is highest. That's why we can say credit balance for the Param account. Okay. Next, Karam's account. What is the balance of the Karam's accounts? Karam account balance is 4,000 and 6,000, right? So 4,000 and 6,000 here we have to write down 4,000, 6,000. Again, the credit balance. See the credit balance of the Karam is higher, 6,000, here 4,000. You can say Karam has a credit balance. Karam account has a credit balance. Now Asmita's account. $8,000 and 2,000. So the debit side total is higher. So you can see here Asmita's has a debit balance because the debit side total of the Asmita's account is higher. Credit side is 2,000, debit side it's 8,000. So debit side higher. So it can say that Asmita's account has a debit balance. See, in the total method, you just have to see this is the question and turn the page. What is the answer? Capital account as it is 90,000, drawing account as it is 20,000, Param's account as it is 3,000 and 9,500, then Karam's account 4,000 as it is and 6,000, and Asmita's account 8,000 and 2,000 as it is. That means here in this method, that is in illustration 1, you just have to copy the question and you have to write down the answer. That means your answer is already given into the question. So please write down that. I am not discussing more than that here. You just have to write down this sum in your example book. Please write down that. Illustration number 1 as it is. Last one is the purchase return account credit balance 2,000. Here the last one is purchase return account credit balance as it is 2,000. So please write down that. And the main thing you have to do, that is the answer only you have to do, that is only, see that the answer here, answer is After recording the purchase return, you have to make one line for that, right? And then second line, here you, in the name of accounts, you have to write down the total, compulsory total, and total on both the side must be tally. Total on both the side, that is, here the total is 2 lakh rupees. Total on both the side must be tally, that is 2 lakh rupees, and here your trial balance is over. So please record this trial balance fully as it is from the textbook. This is the total method, very easy method. You just have to copy the question and only in the answer, what is the extra thing, that is total. You have to just making the total, and you have to make sure that total on the debit side and the total of the credit side must be equal, that is 2 lakh here in this case. Okay, so here total of debit side account and total of the credit side account, here we have to make the total of total, here 2 lakh and 2 lakh, that must be tally. Okay, so please write down that, and then we will discuss about the next illustration or next method. So first of all, please write down this full illustration in your example book. So please complete. Just write down capital account as it is, drawing account, Param account, Karam account, Asmita account, Khushbu's account, Seth and Brothers account, cash account, bank account, furniture account, purchase, sales, salary, wages. See, on the salary, wages, all are expenses account. That's why only debit side entry is there, no total on the credit side. Stationery account, discount account, and the last one is the purchase return account. So please write down these as it is, and only the 10 marks for these, what, making the total of these and these. So please write down these. We are not wasting our time here to do that. So if you are, I hope you complete that, and if not, then please complete in your exercise, in the example book, your illustration number 1 as it is from the textbook. Okay, now the second method is the balance method, and that one is the important one, and here in each of the examinations this method will ask. Okay, right? So here, what is the balance method? That is not discussing with the theory, that is also we are discussing in the practical one, that is illustration number 2. Balance method, we have to just see that first. The following balance are the extracted from the books of the Inder from the prepare a trial balance as on 31st/3/2015. So first of all, the balance is given here. The debit or credit is not specifically say. Here in this, debit side total and the credit side total is given. So on the basis of these, we can say that 3000 and 9500. So here we can say it's a credit balance because the total of the credit side is higher. Here again we can say here the total of the credit side is higher, so it is also a credit balance. And here the debit side total is higher, so we can say it's a debit balance. But now the debit and credit balance is not specifically given. Just the name of the account and the amount is given. That is the difference. Here the difference, what means of balance is given. Balance method means what? Here balance is what? For Asmita account, balance is what? Balance is 6000 debit, because here the total of the debit side is 8000, total of the credit side is 2000, so the difference here 6000, and this difference is called a debit balance. And that's why here we can say Asmita's account has a balance 6000 debit balance, Karam's account has a balance 2,000 credit balance. Why? The total of the credit side is higher. Here Param account is 6,000 balance. Which balance is that? 6,500 credit balance. Here drawing account debit balance 20,000 full debit balance and 90,000 full credit balance for the capital account. So see that here we can say that the debit balance and credit balance is, we can find out on the basis of the total on both the side. But now in this question, total is not given for each and every account, only the balance is given. Only this balance is given, and here credit or debit, that you have to decide. It is not given in the question. See the question, read the question. Illustration number 2, name of the accounts. First, capital account. Capital account balance is 2,10,400. Only the amount is given, and the capital account two ways is given only. Name of the account as well as the balance is given. Here, name of the account as well as the balance is given. Side is not given. As well as drawing account, side is not given. Side is not given in this account. Only the balance is given in the illustration number 2. So first of all, we have to decide which balance is of which account, right? So explanations for the debit balance and credit balance. Here, please prepare the next table in your books. Balance, debit balance, explanation for the debit and credit balance. Here, just prepare. See, it is not compulsory for you, but this one is the first sum of your next chapter, that is chapter number 10, trial balance, and it's an important one. And how to find out the balance, that's why it is just for the explanation, but you have to prepare this statement. Please prepare this statement in your fair book. Explanations for the debit balance and the credit balance. Write down that the heading. Then balance is personal account, real account and nominal account. Please write down that. Balance, first column. Then personal accounts, real accounts and nominal accounts. Please write as in the illustration given. Please write down that. Then see that debit balance is given. Which one is the debit balance is and which one is the credit balance is. See, if you don't have to prepare, if you don't want to prepare this, that is explanation, then see, take a pencil and write down on the exactly nearest to the accounts C or D. What means of that? Here C. If the capital accounts has a credit balance or debit balance, always. Capital account has credit or debit balance, always. Capital account has always credit balance. I told you that at the time. Here only the credit side total is given, no entry on the debit side. Capital account always credit balance. So here, if you don't want to prepare this explanation table, then please write down with the pencil in the textbook. Write down that, not in your fair book, in the textbook. Please write down that with the pencil. Capital account, in here capital account, if you return in the textbook, then you just have to write down here, near to here, C. Capital account always credit balance, that's why just write down C. Here capital account must be recorded on the credit side. That means here capital account recorded on the credit side because it says a credit balance. Now the second one is the drawing account. Always drawing account has a debit balance. That's why with your pencil you have to write down in the textbook D. Why D? Debit balance. Here capital account has credit balance, that's why C. Drawing account has a debit balance, that's why D. Write down D. Now the debtors. Debtors is our assets, real accounts, that's why always debited. Write down D in the debtors. Now creditors. Creditors always our liability. It's a personal account and it is always our liability. That's why C. I'm just recording here in the textbook. You have to record just the C and D. Which account is that? This account has a credit balance and this account has a debit balance. Just we are considering that only. Okay. So you have to write down in the textbook with the pencil. That is capital account in nearest that. C we have to write down. Drawing account, debit balance. That's why D. Then debtors account. Debtors is our assets, real account, that's why D. Creditors is our liability, that's why C. Now the cash. Cash is again our asset, that's why D. Write down D near to the account. Then furniture, again our assets, that's why real account, all assets account has a debit balance always. So please write down D. Bank balance, again our asset, D. Commission received. Commission received is our income. Received word is there. It's our income. That's why it is credit. All the fee. See, apply the rules. All the incomes are credited and all the expenses are debited. That is the rule of nominal account. Here commission received, that is our income. That's why credited. C. Bank commission. See, no specification regarding received is there. It means you have to assume that it means it's expenses always. Bank commission. If the word bank commission received, then what? It is our income. Here the word received is not given, only bank commission. That's why it is our expense and all expenses are debit balance. So D. Bank commission, D. Then electricity expense, always expense is debited. That's why D. Wages, that is also our expense, so D. Always whenever the word received is given, it means it's our income, otherwise it is compulsory our expenses. So wages is nominal account, that you have to know compulsory. Salary is nominal account, that you have to know compulsory. And in the nominal account, two accounts are there. One is the expense account, the second is the income account. If the word received is there, then always it's a income, otherwise it's a expenses. Salary account, wages account, both are our expenses, that's why debit. D. Goods destroyed by fire. See, goods destroyed by fire is credit balance. Why? Goods given, goods goes out other than purchase or sales is credit balance, because goes out is real account. Goods goes out is a real account, that's why it is credited. If goods comes in, here the rule of real account is applied. Whatever comes in is debited, whatever goes out is credited. Goods destroyed by fire, that's why goods goes out from the business by fire, and that's why it is credited. So here C is there, goods destroyed by fire, C. Then 10% government security. Always government security, that means our investment. See into bracket, you can write that 10% government security is our investment. It's our assets, and assets always debited. That's why D. 10% government security, write down that D near to the 10% government security account. Then opening stock, always opening stock is debit, always. That's why stock is our assets, that's why debited. So write down opening stock, debit. D. Purchase account, always stock comes in or purchase you can say is our expenses, that's why debit. So D. Then sales, always goods goes out or you can say income for the from the sales, that's why sales account. C. Credit balance. Purchase return account, see the purchase account debit balance, then purchase return always credited. So C. Purchase return account, C. Credit balance. Sales return, opposite of sales, sales always credited, that's why sales return always debited. So sales return account, D. Goods withdrawn for personal use, again goods goes out from the business other than purchase, return or sales, right? So here you can say goods goes out, that's why credited. Whatever the assets goes out, that's why credited. So here goods withdrawn for personal use, goods destroyed by fire, always credit balance. C. Write down C near to goods withdrawn for personal use. Then bank loan. Bank loan. See again, bank loan, borrowed word is not there. That's why here but we have to understood that always we cannot give the loan to bank. We cannot give the loan to bank. We are just taking the loan from bank, and that's why it is our liability, and bank loan is liability. That's why C. Okay, credit balance. Always all the liability has a credit balance. Always all the assets has a debit balance. Always. Okay, so here bank loan is our liability. That's why C, credit balance. Discount allowed. Allowed means we are allowing the discount, that is our expenses. That's why debit. Always expense always debited, so discount allowed, D, debit. Discount received. Again the word received is that whenever the word received is there, is you can say that it is our income, and income always credited. That's why C. Write down C near to discount received. Then carriage. Carriage inward, carriage outward, both are expense. Only carriage word is given here, but the word carriage inward or carriage outward may be given. Then also carriage is our expense for the business, and that's why it is debited. Carriage cannot be received. Carriage always our expense for the business. That's why it is debit balance. It has debit balance. That's why carriage, near carriage we have to write down the D, debit balance. Loss due to fire. The word loss, already given the word loss, that means all the expenses and losses are debited. That is the rule of nominal account. Here loss due to fire, that is debit balance. So write down debit. Loss due to fire, that's why D. And the last one, telephone expense. Expense is always debited, that's why D. So telephone expense is recorded on the debit side. So D is there. So here name of accounts is given, amount is given, but which balance you have to consider by following the rules. What is the rules? Here personal account, real account and nominal account rules are applied, and on the basis of the logic of the and on the basis of the rules you can confirm that which account has which balance. Capital always credited, drawings always debited, all the personal account, or you can say all the liability what we have to pay in future, that must be credit balance. All the assets has a debit balance, and all the expenses, nominal account, all the expenses debit balance, all the incomes credit balance. So you have to compulsory know the rule. That is chapter number 2. See the importance. I told you at that time, chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the chapters 1 to 4, main 1 to 4, all the chapters are important, and if you are not confirm, if you are not exactly complete these that chapters, then you cannot go for further studies. Okay, see, if you know about the rules of the personal, real and nominal account, then and then you can do this chapter. Then and then you can find out the balance is credit balance or debit balance, and on the basis of credit and debit balance you can write down in the trial balance. Now see the answer. Trial balance, debit side and credit side of accounts, that is the answer. See the answer. Trial balance of Inder as on 31st/3/2018. Name of accounts LF, debit. Now see the total, not we have to write down here debit side of account and credit side of account, just we have to record that, or you have to prepare, you can prepare trial balance of Inder. See on the next page, on the different method, different way you can also prepare the trial balance. You can prepare trial balance by this way: name of accounts LF, debit side of account rupees, credit side of account rupees, or you can also prepare the trial balance, debit balance amount, credit balance amount, as well as these both are the way. Whatever you choose that it is correct. both are the ways in which you can prepare the trial balance, right? So this is your homework. I am giving you this. See, already credit and debit we already written in the textbook with the pencil. What is credit side, which account is recorded on the credit side and which account is recorded on the debit side, we already write down that. And I am giving you here in the homework this sum. If you are not able to do this sum, then we will discuss this sum in our next session. Okay, so here your homework for today is illustration number 2. 1 and 2 written in the both the method. See, second illustration you have to write down in your example book with both the way, that is name of accounts, LF, debit side of account, credit side of account, as well as the debit balance amount, credit balance amount, both the way you have to write down this illustration in your example book. Okay, so here I'm complete my lecture. So thank you class, and we will discuss our next illustration, or if you are not able to do this illustration, then we will also discuss this illustration or written this illustration on the board in the next session. So thank you, have a nice day, bye bye.